Hello and welcome to the Banking Application Capstone. My name is Ramzi and this is my presentation. I'll be talking about the front-end architecture and app diagram. This is an app overview. My application, I get the user can interact with the website through the register, login, transactions, and the dashboard and all data. My middle tier is using an API access points, and I'm using a fetch or an Axios, and my server is Express, and my database is MongoDB. And part of the project that I worked on, I started to use Mongoose schema and a GraphQL. I also use the data abstraction layer that the course has presented us. In my MongoDB, I have two sections, users and transactions. The user can access the website through these routes. I have the dashboard, create account, transaction, all data and deposits and withdrawals. The home page is where everything starts, and my routes, they take me to the components here, and this is where my create account, login, home page, and deposits are. And if I take my validations come from regex still. And this is validation for email and password, and for the login I got validation also for existing user after getting to create an account. For the transactions, they're also getting permissions to do the transaction with cookies and the tokens. On the back end, I have authorization middleware, and that's a JWT, and this is my abstraction layer. I'm connected to Mongoose over here, and my Express server is launched from my index.js. Over here I started with a newer version of React Router, and I did permissions for users by role. I have admin, user, and editor for the website. And they can all users can access the create account, login directory and the home page. The users, registered users, can use the dashboard, deposit and withdraw, and the administration pages are only used by the administration. And the validation also still happens similarly. For my database, it's a little bit more precise, and I started separating everything in the middlewares, controllers instead of the data abstraction layer, and I have a Mongoose schema with models here and controllers. This is what I'm using. I also played a little bit with GraphQL, as I mentioned here. This is my GraphQL, my resolvers and my type definitions. That's set up for my accounts, my transactions, any posts that I need to do, registrations of the users. So to authenticate the user, I'm using the JWT tokens and the cookies, and we're getting validation also from the database when the user logs in also. And after the login, the user gets to access the website. I faced some problems when I started upgrading my app and when I started doing more specificity. I have controllers and configurations and middleware section here. I started routing and doing APIs. This is where I started having more problems because there's like little things that I would miss doing or typing errors, stuff like that. It was a little bit more easier over here. I kind of overcome them through using I'm using a software called Coca, and it helps me debug, and it shows me any errors. If I'm connected somewhere or something is not connected, it would show it to me. This software has been helpful to me, and I've been using it a lot. It tracks all my connections. That's how I overcome this problem. This is a quick glance about the architecture of the app and how the front end flows to the back end, and